It is unreal to think that next week is our last week on campus. It has absolutely flown by.
I could not agree more. I know. This semester has been crazy, but we are almost done.
Yes, and I think everybody is ready to get home and see their family. So anyways, let's get to business. I'm Jude.
I'm Drew, and welcome to The Source.
To celebrate our last weekend on campus, Campus Activities is hosting an inflatable field goal challenge tomorrow, Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. This is in honor of Monon Weekend, and there will even be some free DePauw gear handed out. Anything inflatable is always the best, so how could you pass this up?
On Monday from 4 to 5 p.m., DePauw Counseling Service is hosting a healthy coping support group meeting. This is a virtual space for students to process their stressors and learn some coping techniques. It is a stressful point in the semester, so make sure to take advantage of these opportunities.
I definitely will have to check on that. Then, on Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30, join the Office of Development and Alumni for a panel discussion on a post-COVID economic outlook. This will count towards a goal commitment requirement and will give you a look into the future economically. It is so important to think about your economic future, so this is an event you should definitely consider.
Finally, the Office of Development and Alumni, together with the Pulliam Center, is hosting a conversation covering the role of media post-election 2020. This will be moderated by Professor McCall and Professor Boggers on Thursday from 12 to 1:30 p.m. online. In a post-election world, having these discussions about media is so important.
This week, we want to highlight an organization on campus. The Sustainability Leadership Program has the purpose of bringing more awareness to environmentally related initiatives at DePauw.
Claire Dorner, the new Director of Sustainability, met with us to talk about it. Hello, Tigers. I'm here with Claire Dorner, and I just have a few questions for her. So, what is your program, and what are you guys doing here at DePauw?
Okay, so I'm the Director of Sustainability at DePauw as of late August, and I'm in charge of the Sustainability Leadership Program, and that's a co-curricular group on campus that focuses on student-led sustainability projects having to do with things like climate justice, zero waste, and the campus farm that all help the campus and then the outside community as well.
Awesome. And so what are some initiatives, what are some projects you guys are working on right now?
So with the farm, we've been growing a lot of produce that then goes to the dining hall and students consume that. We also donate it to the local community, which is a wonderful initiative. As far as our sustainability consulting group, we have them trying to get a green certification for events at DePauw happening so that more DePauw events can be more sustainable. So we have some projects going on with that. And as far as our climate justice group, they're focusing on looking at case studies and instances of environmental racism going on within Indiana and the specific problem of food deserts. So we always have a lot of things going on at once. And the great thing about SLP is that it's student-led and student-created, so students come up with these ideas, and I'm a facilitator and more of a guide to help them get the connections that they want.
I've never heard the term environmental racism before. Could you explain what that is? That sounds really interesting.
So environmental racism is the concept that minorities and those who experience a lower income tend to be disproportionately exposed to environmental pollutants, and they tend to live in neighborhoods that might have previously been contaminated in the soil, so even when they're gardening, those vegetables are contaminated, or they might live closer to power plants and things like that that can really harm their air quality. They might also not have as much access to fresh fruits and vegetables because one of the reasons is the income gap, so they don't have as much money to spend on those things, but also sometimes in those food deserts they don't have access to the fruits and vegetables, and they have access primarily to corn-based products that can lead to health issues like diabetes and obesity, etc.
Thank you for telling me. That's really interesting. So what does being a member look like, and what would you recommend to students who want to get involved? What would you recommend they do?
Yeah, so if you would like to be involved, you can email me at clairedorner@depauw.edu, or you can look at the DePauw Sustainability Instagram, which is just DePauw Sustainability. There's a link tree in our bio with all of our links, including where you can sign up for a 15-minute interview, where it's less of a job type of interview and more of a space where we talk about what your goals would be in the group and what your interests are. And as far as involvement, you can be as involved or as little involvement as you would like. So the lowest commitment is typically an hour group meeting, and that's called the Green Tiger level, and we talk about sustainability topics. We have different speakers. Last week we just had a climate change psychology scientist come and speak with us. And as far as higher commitment, you can start leading those working groups like Zero Waste with other students, like I mentioned, and then goes all the way up to a student director, and they work with me directly and help me plan out the programming for the group. And we have a lot of paid positions for students to be a part of, and there's lots of opportunities for leadership and upward mobility.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for taking your time to talk with us today, Claire.
Yeah,
and I'm going to kick it back to the studio. So thank you, Tigers, and have a great week.
We hope you will check out all of these programs and see what they're all about.
Have a great week, Tigers, and enjoy your last days on campus for this semester. See you next time.